going on, realists? It's Trey.
And it's Tasha.
Married to the Real, where we always keep it real. Attack on Titan, episode 80.
From you, 2,000 years ago.
Huh.
Why did Miss Leah do me like that?
Ha!
So I'm already stressed going into this episode because Demon Slayer Demon Slayer switched the game up. Like, no. It's my Sunday. They like, it's my Sunday. They out here playing tug of war. Child.
This is the episode you've been waiting for, right?
This is the episode I've been waiting for because episode 1 is called To You 2,000 Years in the Future, right? I think that's the name of it. So this. I hope this is what I've been waiting on. When I was like, bitch, I need to see what happened, how it happened, who lied, who betrayed, who stole. Look, I need to see all the details. And after the mindfuck of last week, I don't know if I might not even be able to handle this shit, even though I asked for it. Child, the way the conversations that were had in this household over Attack on Titan last week, even my kids was involved. We all over here playing, you know what I'm saying, follow the clues. Of course, Mr. Time Travel here like, I'm good. I know what's going on. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good, bro. It's easy.
Anyway.
But some of y'all wouldn't know that because you don't watch the Flash videos.
They don't watch our other videos, so they just feel like when you find shit out of anime, you rate them on. But anyway.
I'm just the GOAT, bitch.
I just feel like I understood what was going on after I watched it a couple times, but it was hard for me to put it into words. So if I tried to explain to you what I understand from last week, I would probably butcher it and you'd be more confused. So I'm going to let y'all figure shit out on your own. But just know that I know what's going on now. Like, I had to figure it out for myself. I had to watch a couple times, listen to a couple words. You know what I'm saying? See that shit being repeated over and over again in multiple episodes. You know, season 1 and season 3 is like a good way to go back. Season 2 was like, I guess because they had to make it shorter. It was a lot of stuff that was like there that was good, but it didn't really equate to the knowledge and the nuggets they dropped to y'all on like season 1 and season 3, since there was 4 seasons. I feel like people checked out season 3 because the first part was like political, but it was like a lot of information though. Like y'all just be waiting on the fight. Y'all don't be looking at like the shit that he really be dropping in here for y'all. So.
Y'all claim to want story filled anime, but then skip out on the
just want the fighting.
Yeah.
Y'all just want Dragon Ball with Titan. That's what y'all want.
No.
But
Dragon Ball actually has a story if people actually pay attention.
True, but I'm just saying, but it's still a lot of fighting in it though. Like tournaments and shit, you know what I'm saying? They just
people don't understand Dragon Ball.
Okay, but we ain't gonna get into that. We gonna go ahead. Full reactions on Patreon. Oh, this I feel like what the fuck is that?
Titan titties.
Titty meat. The titty meat. I wonder why they showing us this again. Like I think they showed this in season 1. Oh, not the spine drop. Ooh. So I wonder, since Aaron the one who made him do this, did he have him leave the dad alive on purpose?
Yep. So he could see inside the room that he was in. This straight up time loop shit, bro. A fixed time loop. When you thought Dr. Yeager was the bad guy or Zeke was the bad guy, when this shit had been manipulated from jump.
大きくなったな。すまない。私はひどい父親だった。
Aaron is what you want Zeke to be though. Got what you want. And bam, season 3 picks. Now let's see what happens.
感謝してるよ、兄さん。あんたが俺を親父の記憶に連れ込んだおかげで、今の道がある。俺の望みではなく、お前の望みが叶うと言っていたぞ。あれを見たのは4年前。
Come on.
俺は親父の記憶から自分の未来を見た。
There it is.
景色を
Called it.
ザキオにグリシャは俺にこう言った。エレンを止めてくれと。お前に従ったことを後悔した。
You can rip your hands off of his head.
Is he? Oh shit!
He bite himself all the time anyway. We know he into the self mutilation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this motherfucker crazy.
Now what?
I'm gonna rip his hands off.
Rip the thumb meat off.
一度動き出したユミルを止めることなど。
I mean, unless he touch her, she actually is royal. Then that may not be in your favor.
この世の何者にもできない。
Okay. Looks like a little poor village to me.
Oh my god. Were you
I'm
right?
I'm just trying to see. Why they look like they eyes lifeless now though? Like you see how they look now? Like they look like maybe they just chose to draw it like this.
That's awesome.
Look at these bitches. Colonizers. They been who got married? Oh, he just chose the bride, huh?
この中に豚を逃がした者がいる。名乗り出よ。でなければ全員から片目をくり抜く。奴隷に目玉は2つもいらぬ。逃がしたのはお前か。
Sure, I would have got my Titan's powers and stomped out of
よ
everybody.
かろう。お前は自由だ。
Wow. So she probably ran up on whatever it was they gave her the powers because they ran her down like this. Wow.
What the?
This some Game of Thrones Ramsay shit right here. Ooh, this a weird tree. And the tree in the hole in the hole in the ground.
You're fucking dumb.
This a weird ass tree though. Look at that tree vagina. Saving lives yet again. Tree vaginas be saving lives, bro. Big enough for you to crawl in and hide.
Bitch,
Some
what is?
unknown organism. This was gonna happen when y'all melt the polar cap. Some shit like this gonna come to somebody with a tight top. Stump him out. She became the tree. Okay. And yet, this poor girl still ended up being a part of the, like the royal people still ended up in some kind of way.
Shit!
Not the rib cage out like this. Used her as a weapon.
道を開き、荒れ地を耕し、峠に橋を架けた。我が部族エルディアは随分と大きくなった。
This the first king.
褒美だ。我の子種。
Nobody want that. Pause. Where Chris Hansen? She was a child though. She ain't nothing better. I would have stomped them bitches out though. So he basically married her, making her royalty.
So, yeah.
Damn, watch. Look at how she looks. Another baby just study giving it to her so they can pass this shit down. This why in that other intro from season 2 it showed them 3 kids crying like while they was eating her because her kids had to fucking eat her. So, yeah,
holy shit!
That's why the wall. And I asked that when I was like, why the walls made
You
like
did.
That?
That's what made me think of it.
Get his ass. I don't give a fuck. Dirty bitch. She was free. She should have never came back.
In the heart?
She jumped in away from this hoe? Girl!
Slave mentality.
I'm sick! Let that old bitch die. Child, the black in me is trembling. Just like, I cannot. So he didn't even know. See, that's from the season 2.
That's it.
Rose and Cena. This sick man. But he didn't even know that was gonna work and you made your children eat their mama. She building a Titan. She's still a slave. Like, it's, oh my goodness. Like, this shit is sad, bro.
2,000 years.
2,000 years a slave. That's the new movie we got to do. Go back and get my water, bitch. Oh, wow.
Are those the ones in the wall? Look at...
This is so sad. Fuck y'all. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Him touching her maybe do...
Come on, come on, come on.
Ooh, they finally showed her face.
Oh, shit!
This how he gonna come back? Yo! All this happened in that second?
Oh, shit! Oh!
The walls finna come tumbling down. I'm ready! Yeah! Rumbling! Oh, I'm fucking ready, bitch. Bitch is finna die today. I'm ready!
Oh. Do you hear it?
This shit finna go off at the...
Do you hear it?
Ooh, them some meaty bitches. Look at that shit.
It's time! Eren Yeager!
It's one piece of this puzzle that I'm still missing. Oh my goodness.
Holy shit!
Did all the walls come down? All of that shit we saw happen in a split second. I'ma need y'all to go. I'm nervous. I'm so scared.
Bro. What?
What? All of them came down. He finna crush the world.
Ooh. He talking to them? Eren Yeager.
Not everybody being at the coordinate.
Oh shit! Holy shit.
What the fuck? Eren! That drawing, are y'all serious, bitch?
ゴーゴーと鳴り響く大地、空まで立ち上る土煙、その先を進む巨人の群れ。島の壁は今なくなった。次回、氷解。
Thaw?
I don't know what that fucking means.
Bitch, thaw what?
Eren, your boy said it. Hey, the voice actor, he was cold with this shit. He was smooth. Eren Yeager.
My boy talked to their ass like he was a king in that moment for real. I'm so shook and disgusted and appalled, like all these emotions, because I finally got what I asked for. I finally got what the fuck I asked for, because I was like, this shit is not gonna fucking be peak content to me if I don't fucking understand how this all started.
This girl was
she was a slave her whole
existence.
2,000 years a slave, bitch. That's about to be the new movie. Like 2,000 years a slave. Cause I'm like, the way she was dressed when they showed her, I'm like, this don't make sense if you was queen in it. You know what I'm saying? Like this just like how royalty get involved but you looking like this.
That makes sense.
Now we had these fucking colonizers that came, swooped up a child bride basically when they found she was nothing a minute ago. Was you free when they was out here having dogs chase her fucking ass and then shooting her with arrows? Then when she gets some power, then it's my slave. You've returned home. Welcome. Let me give you some fucking sperm. You nasty bitch. I fucking like, and he's right with the slave mentality because it's like as much as you. Like, she dove in front of this fear for this man. Like, I was so disgusted. But, like, her being a child, and that's all that she knew. It's like, that was, like, her immediate, you know what I'm saying?
Response.
I'm just so disgusted. This old, dirty bitch should have been out the game a long time ago. Then the fact that, like, you done knocked her up. You got 3 daughters. This how we get the walls. Because I asked her that when I started rewatching season, I was like, who these walls named after? Like, I didn't think about that, how important they used to show it, like, for the intro. And I was like, who the fuck these walls named that? Who the fuck is Rose and Cena them? Look, who is that? But, like...
Ymir daughters.
And then, like, if you go back to the ending song of season 2, it shows, like, her, like, she's taking an apple from the devil. Like, that's how she got her powers. And then, like, you see, like, whoever he was and like 3 little kids in front of him, like they were crying while they were like eating something, which was her. Like, and I'm just like, but you didn't even know that was gonna work. Like, you so hell-bent on having power, you made your kids eat their mother. And he was smart because he didn't try it. It was like, oh, just the descendants. Like, like just the people that got her blood can probably use it. So like, you know what I'm saying? You a nasty, stupid son of a bitch. Like, I hate people like this. And there's people still like this to this day.
Yep.
Going to treat you with that slave mentality till they see you of use. Then they want to try to act like they uplifting you when they really mind fucking you the whole time. Y'all be careful of that. But, like, that's why I was like, he real deep with these stories. Like, y'all don't see it past anime, but it really be more than that. But I'm just like...
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing. Like, he's giving you a real-life fucking story... And y'all don't see it past fucking anime. Bro.
This shit cut way deeper than that. Like, just seeing that shit made me shake inside. Because I'm just like, this little girl had nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like, you got these adults who were supposed to be kind of there for like, I get y'all all in this together. But like, y'all gonna throw the little girl under the bus, bro? Watch it with some fucking drunk ass old person that fucking left some dude and left his post because he drunk or some shit. And let the pig loose or whoever it was whatever it was that got out, and they don't blamed it on her.
Bro. So she fell in a fucking tree in a pool of fucking water under the ground and some spinal fluid, some shit.
Is that organism? Because that's why I be like, it be organisms on Earth that we don't understand. You got the polar caps melting and all this kind of shit. You don't know what somebody gonna turn into a Titan for real one day fucking with all this
and
shit.
That shit attached to her some kind of way.
And she got them powers. Like, did you see what her Titan looked like with all that shit? Like, she had the spine on the outside. I'm just like, child. But I'm like, she was a child. Like, couldn't have been no more than like, 10? I'm going to give her 10 to 12 years old. Maybe 14. Maybe she looks small for age. But I'm like, she was still a child through all that. Babies having babies because you're trying to keep power. This the one thing I don't understand, but I'm going to go back and watch. Because when he was telling people, like when he was making his little vow on his deathbed, he was making it seem like, keep giving these powers. Like if something happened to my daughters, make their children eat them. Like all that so we can stay in power. So how they have a vow renouncing war if you always wanted to be the one in power? That's the part that I need to go back and see if I missed or misread that. Because if you want the power for yourself, it seemed like they was using Titans to like, you know what I'm saying, to advance. So why all of a sudden, like, this first King's vow renouncing war, it couldn't have been that guy. It had to be like, because they just built the walls 100 years ago, right?
I think so.
It had to be somebody that came later that we still haven't seen that was like, you know what I'm saying, that made that vow to where they couldn't fight and go out there and do all this.
Question. How the fuck did Reiner and them get the power then? It makes no sense because they're on another...
But you missing that, like what I was saying was, you got to remember, all these people was in one big land. Then the Titan War happened, where they was fighting against each other. The king stayed within the walls. You got to remember, some people left. It was people that left and went to Marley. Those were the people that they treat like shit. the people that were left with him, that's why he built the wall so nobody could mess with them. And he altered their memories so they wouldn't remember that it was other people like them outside. Like, remember, he altered their memories. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they stayed. That's why I was like, that first guy was cutthroat and wanted to reign forever. So, like, for you to have, like, within the last 100 years, somebody to be like, no, we not doing that. I want my people to be cool. They won't get judged if we over here in the walls, won't nobody bother them. That was like their thing. You know what I'm saying? But, cause so it's like I saw the beginning, but it's still a couple pieces that missing. Cause we haven't really seen the first king and make his vow to, you know, like whatever for it to keep going now. Cause everything started with girls. They keep talking about the first king, but I'm like, everything started with girls when it came to the Titan powers. Only they would have been able to do that. You know, like as far as passing it down. He was saying what he wanted true enough. But you want the one with the powers.
So how did we get to the 13-year shit? How did we come to that?
That's why I was like, what if that shit not even true? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I was like, it's still pieces missing. I don't know if we're going to get there. We saw the beginning. We saw how she got her powers. We saw how it affected Aaron and how he affected her now. But that part with like, we never saw what Rose, Cena, and Maria did. We don't know what they did as like when they took over after their mama. Because they was royalty, their dad was on their way out. We don't know what they did ruling. You know what I'm saying? So, because obviously something broke down somewhere if they had a Titan war. Like if there was a fight. And the fight probably was with their kids because I want to see scientifically how the powers got broke down, because if only 3 people ate her and there's 9 powers, like how did that get split up, like over, you know what I'm saying? Like how did they know what she could do? How did they get broken down into separate abilities? And what king was smart enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna make this family do this? You know, like we still missing that. It may not be that important to the story, but I'm just saying, like, I know that shit they ain't shown yet.
Yeah, I need that.
Like, I feel like the shit with the Ackermans and all that shit probably came into place within those last 100 years after they built the wall. Like, whoever that king was probably set all that up. Because you would have more of an understanding of those abilities having the founder and being able to see, like, stuff from the past. So if you smart enough, then you like, oh, let me tweak this, let me tweak that, you know, like all this kind of stuff. But I'm still disgusted that this girl been as the court 2,000 years, a slave to shit like you didn't even want. This wasn't even like, this couldn't have been your future at some point. Like, just, you got the power, but somebody else had a hold on it. Like, it's just, that shit is so sickening to me. For Aaron, the grandparent, be like, I know you've been waiting for that somebody. Like, bitch, everybody waiting on that somebody. He was that somebody. Are you that somebody? Tell me that somebody. Like, that face. That's why I was wondering why they kept showing them with the dead eyes, like scratched out and stuff. I'm just like, that shit bothered me. But now I see, bitch. I see, because they wanted you to see in that moment when she finally was fed up with this shit. Like, somebody finally, after all this fucking time, you know what I'm saying? Child, that shit right there. That shit hit different. Like, I'm thinking this bitch was queening. You know what I'm saying? We out here, she being nice because she wants to, saving humanity and blah, blah, blah. So now I see where I feel like history is true on both ends. I feel like she was a good person. She helped build roads and advance humanity or whatever. But I feel like as the bloodline got filtered even more, you know, like with them having kids with other people trying to pass the line down, then you got those people who wanted to use the shit for the wrong reason. And that's where you got that, you know. So, but just imagine over 2,000 years how filtered that bloodline is. Like, it's not that pure as when it started with her, of course. You know, like, it's gonna keep, is more, like, the more you have kids, the more it breaks down. You know, you got half, then a fourth, you know, then an eighth, you know, the shit just keep breaking down. But for all that shit still to be connected, so where we're like, when they get powers, like, that's just how it is. I think Marley were the evil people behind taking the spinal fluid and turning them into Titans. Like, I think they did that. You know, like, cause like, her daughters didn't have to turn into Titans to eat her and get powers.
No.
Like, that's what I just realized. Like, they didn't even have to do that. So, like, that's something somebody evil did.
Somebody concocted.
Right. So, you probably could just be an Eldian, eat a piece of a person that has powers and possibly get it. Like, we've never tried that, though. They always was just, the spinal fluid, shoot them up, they gotta turn, they gotta eat. Like, what if that shit not even true? Like, what if it could have just literally been passed on by you eating the person's flesh? Because that's what they did. They, 3 of them kids, they chopped their mom up and ate her. Nobody had to be turned into anything to fucking get the ability. So that's why I'm like, that's bullshit too. Everybody out here getting turned into Titans for what? Nothing. Sick. And now it makes me question. Well, maybe they still are people. Because I'm wondering if all the things that came from the wall were people. Because, they showed her making them with the sand and shit over there. So I'm just like, I'm just still, I have bigger questions that they ain't showed stuff to.
How many episodes we got left?
This was, I don't even know which one this was, like 5, right? This is like the 5th episode.
Don't make me lie to you.
This on the wrong thing. It's on OVAs here. Yeah, this is just the 5th episode.
God damn it.
So it's still 7 left?
Mm-hmm. What the fuck we gonna do in 7 episodes?
This is the problem I have with Aaron, but I get why he's doing what he's doing. Like, I'm on his team regardless. I don't give a fuck at this point. Because, like, y'all really hold them. Like, colonizers really came and hold y'all. And, like, this how we got where we at. So, like, I get what he's doing, but like Armin and Mikasa are concerned with the fact that like you could have just released the outer ring of the wall, went over there and stumped out Marley, and that would have been the end of our problems. Because in Marley, all the upper leaders and armies they were getting together to come over here, so you would have squashed out all the people that were trying to come hand you your ass, basically. But to release all of them and go trample everybody in the world is like, of course, innocents are going to get caught up too, because you got people that don't even know Titans exist, I'm sure. But like, he's looking at it as though I don't want no problems, period, ever. Like, he nipping all that shit in the bud, snip. Like, that's what he doing. And I can't be mad at him, because low key, that's how you get rid of your problems though. Like, it's like a cancer. You got to cut it all out or it's going to come back. Somebody going to get mad. You stumped out my great granddaddy. Now I found out how to make anti-Titan weapons, so I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I'm indifferent with that because I get why he's doing what he's doing. It's just like y'all just fuck with the wrong bloodline. It's just the wrong great times 20 grandchild. You know what I'm saying? They were just weren't having it no more. So it's like I don't want him to go down that path, but I feel like he's gonna die anyway. So it's like he gonna make sure that when he gone, ain't nobody else gotta worry about nothing. And that's how you supposed to be for your people. But humanity, you know what I'm saying, and the right thing is like, no, he shouldn't do that. Whatever. Fuck y'all, fuck Gabby, fuck Reiner. I don't care at this point because all of y'all was asking for this shit. So it is what it is. Like, he really still protecting them too. Like, he could come take them out the game because, to be honest, he could control Titans now that he got her power. He could have made them go over there and kill their own people. You know what I'm saying? He could have made them walk over there too. Y'all jump on in, or whatever. He could have made Reiner stump Gabby out. He wouldn't have been able to live with himself. He could have did anything, to be honest. The shit
that fucked me up was when that shit connected to him. His eyes moved. That shit was...
The shit, because we was asking, I'm like, bitch, how much time has passed? That was like the big question. Like, why they over here doing all this? What are we going to come back to? Because your girl was like, Mikasa and Armin over here fighting this bitch. John and Honey over here fighting. I'm like, I don't need us to cut back and somebody be fucked up. We ain't lose no time. That shit happened. What it said is infinite and instant at the same time. Like, I love how he's fucking diabolical. This bitch genius level diabolicalness is like drizzling right now. Cause it's just like that shit. All that time they was over there going through dad memories, him snatching through the chains, him having to have the conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. That was Zeke's downfall though, trying to be a brother. Like, that was your downfall. I won't leave you, brother. Thank you. Got you. Thank you. Right. I'm just like, bro. Woo.
Appreciate that, big dog. You won't leave me.
That shit was like, the shit that I like though is like, the shit still wasn't set in stone though, because dad was like, Zeke, stop Aaron. So when they got back from the memories, Aaron's still in chains. And then Zeke like founder, make them to where they can't have children. Had he not broke away from the chains, you know what I'm saying? Break every chain, bitch. Had he not broke away from the chains, that shit still could have went left. Cause he had to run up on her and give her a whole speech. And I'm just glad he said what she needed to hear to finally be on her queen shit after 2,000 years. Cause baby, they used you. They used you, baby. They ain't, I'm just, child. Tragedy.
I've been chilling this episode. I've been chilling.
This is reparations tenfold. Like after all these years, baby, we finally get what we do. Karma was big mad in this series. Like humans want to be trash. All of y'all gonna pay for it. All of y'all gonna pay for it. Whew. I don't know. This shit hit different because I asked for this shit and I got it. I still have questions. I don't know what we're gonna get next, but I am satisfied to know how. Because they'd always with that bullshit ass story about how she made a deal with the devil. She was a slave. Adults outed her for some shit she probably did not do. Even if she did, she's the child. Y'all supposed to protect her. Y'all some weak ass bitches. Then she was used by this man to keep power. And it be them bitches that live forever. He looked like he probably made it till he was like 80, 90 years old, this dirty bitch. And then she really jumped in front of that spear. That was her downfall right there. Jumping in front of this spear for this man. But like, yeah, y'all think about that though, y'all Attack on Titan fans. How it's always been, oh, you gotta fucking turn into a Titan and eat the other Titan in order to be able to. Maybe they tried to make it so like, I guess you feel better doing it as a Titan than like if you just a regular person eating somebody.
It's possible.
But I'm just like, it just amazes me how this man made his children eat this lady, not knowing if they were gonna gain her abilities or not. You didn't know if that shit was gonna work. Cause when she got stabbed, he was like, he told her to get up. Like, I know, he was like, get up, my slave. Like, I know you ain't done working for me. That's the kind of shit he was on. Like, it ain't time for you to clock out, bitch. Excuse me? Excuse me? Made the children. Imagine how traumatic that had to be for children to see their mom chopped up and have to eat her flesh. And then know that your time coming, your children gonna have to do the same thing before you cash out too. And this shit just went on. Now, I don't know what happened down the line where, like, I still don't understand how, I guess just with knowledge, maybe they learned more about their abilities and stuff. Because, you know, each person saw the past self of whatever. But it just didn't add up for me. Because you went from one, then she basically died. Then you had the three with the daughters. Then I'm assuming they had kids. Then it got divided more. And then maybe that's where, you know, started with the women's though. It's crazy. Crazy.
Aaron called out to the subject. This is Aaron Yeager. It's fucking horrible.
He letting it be known what he doing though. Now I don't know if they're gonna be able to talk back, cause I know Mikasa and Armin gonna try to stop him. Of course, they don't want him to be that far gone, but he ain't making it out of this anyway. So it's just gonna be like, if you mad, I ain't here. I ain't here to deal with the fallout. Now I don't know what the fuck he turned into when his neck, you know what I'm saying, reconnected with that shit. Whatever them bones were, and they all just started like that. I don't know, honey. I don't know. That spine game is on 1,000.
I'm looking at that shit. Did that shit come out his body? I couldn't tell. Fuck. Hold on.
It's just so amazing that. Yeah, it's connecting his shit together. But it's so amazing.
I wonder how he gonna get his body back.
Yeah, but it's so amazing that Zeke catching his head led to all this shit happening. It's like a couple of moments in this show make everything happen. Him in season 3, seeing his future through his dad's eyes, knowing at this moment when he got touched and they went in the memories that he'd had to alter the past in order for this shit to happen the way he wants to. Like, it's just all so crazy.
beautiful.
Like, the mind this man had to have to be this meticulous to do that. Like, it makes you wonder what other moments he altered and changed. What else did he do to make sure he was able to get to where he needed to get to? Like, that take a cold motherfucker to be like, everything is an obstacle until I get to my goal. Bitch, what even happened to Zeke at this point when all them white things came towards him? And then this shit just, everything just exploded. Like, now, with the whole back meat skeleton shit, was he walking with them as they were going towards Marley? Like, was it moving too?
The little skeleton thing?
Yeah, like, was it walking out there too? Like, he was sending them over there? And I'm talking about he ain't have to say shit to them, though. Like, he talking to these people. And when the walls came down, they was immediately like, let's go, fam. That drawing of him at the end with the teeth and the hair, like, I feel like next episode we may see him as a Titan, but with the other abilities, like with everything else. Cause I'm wondering when Zeke got overwhelmed, did he absorb Zeke too? Like, you got the Beast now, you got the Attack, you got the Warhammer, you got the Founder, like, you got all these Titans. Like, is he gonna look different? Cause he don't look like himself in that drawing. There's more hair. Like, yeah, he got the green eyes.
I wonder why they didn't fucking... I know it looked more sinister this way.
But they want to save it. They want to save it. They know how to get your ass. Think about how they just did the girl. Like, she ain't have no eyes all this time. And then when her moment came, they animated and showed you her face. So they definitely did that shit on purpose. That motherfucker diabolical, bro. Like, that man deserved to not do nothing else after this if he don't want to no more. That's some diabolical shit right there.
The origin of Titans.
The way I would, like...
With coming in contact with something.
Okay, this the let me see. According to legend, for generations her blood was... What?
You read out.
I thought you was done.
No, I'm ahead of you, but you...
Go ahead. I like the question marks in the back. Pathogen, God. They don't know what gave her power. But of course, when people don't understand shit, it becomes the devil. Anything you don't understand is dark or scary or whatever. Child, that poor child. That's all I could think. Just like your whole life was just bullshit.
I mean, it kind of do look like a parasite, no lie.
I mean, that's the way it was illustrated to us, though, because they still making it seem like it's unknown, though. So if he's still saying it's unknown, of course they have to give the reader something to, like, grasp onto, or it won't make sense. It's like, so what the fuck y'all saying happened? She just slid in a tree and came back out of Titan. Like, they gonna be like, had to give you something, right? They had to give you something. That tree, when you think about life, though, and how it starts, if you're not, like, a big banger or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? If you think about the Garden of Eden, you don't have to be religious, but you know, like, there's context on that. So, like, the tree of life, she literally went inside a tree and was basically reborn into something else, though. Like, I see, like, the metaphors and the things. Like, it could be, like, a lot of ways you could take this. So.
Yep.
It's just sad, though. Like, this, you were already a slave. Ain't no telling what happened to her. You know, they like this anime, but you know, real life, it would have been a whole bunch of more shit that happened to her as a little child. And then this was your outcome. I just hate that she died feeling like she had to, like, bow to the royalty, because that's your blood too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your blood too. This wouldn't even be possible without you. So I'll be like, bitch, I'm the grandmama. I'm the mama. I'm the grandmama. Y'all gonna do what the fuck I say when y'all come through this coordinate. We not having none of that. Like, has she been built different? We not having none of that shit. No. Like, what you mean?
Well, see, that's the thing. She wasn't built different. Because,
exactly, but I'm just saying, had she been? I'm throwing out variables.
She couldn't have been because of the mentality of somebody nobody stood up. She's a child. most children not gonna have that mentality because the adults, they don't see adults like that. Like that, she didn't have any adult around to even
She didn't have anybody in her corner. Like that, I get it. That's why I said I hated that she jumped in front of the spear for him, but it was probably like
slave mentality.
Yeah, but it was just like a reflex at that point because it's like this in your eyes as a slave and not having nothing else. Just the person that took you in, you know what I'm saying, and did all this stuff for you when really you were the one doing stuff for them. So it's just like I said, it's a sad origin story. Like that's a sad ass story of how this started. And then it's like if Eren wasn't here to break the cycle, this shit was just gonna keep repeating. Like y'all people just feeling like y'all deserve to be shitted on over and over for generations. For what? For having something somebody else doesn't. Like y'all got abilities. Y'all don't have to use y'all Titan powers to be bad. Like the right person got it. Obviously she was building roads and they said something about livestock. You could literally rearrange your people's physiology to where they can't even get sick from shit. Like COVID is here. They could be like, oh well, the aliens can't get COVID. We good over here on this island. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why people were scared of y'all. That shit. And mad because they can't do it. Or they don't have a part of it. So that's when I'm like, that whole lie about Titans making people procreate with them and shit. Like y'all probably wanted that because then that's somebody. If you had a child with somebody that was alien, your child gonna have a chance to have powers. Like y'all probably wanted that. Y'all wanted a piece of that. Like nobody forced themselves on y'all. Y'all probably lined up for that shit. And then some, but child, these episodes is wild. And I don't know what the fuck thaw mean for the next episode. I don't know what got a thaw. I don't know what I don't know anything that has anything to do with that. So Gabby looking like she's still up to no good from the promo. She looked like she's skating around doing bullshit. So, you know, all these. I wanted that Peak die because she was on top of the mountain. I mean, she was on top of the wall right when it crumbled. That's a lot of feet up in the air. So
no, I just told you Peak was alive. He was talking to her.
Oh, that's right. Ugh. Disgusting. But anyway, all them people. I see Flock. Yeah, he was still alive too, but he was bleeding or whatever.
Well, look, y'all, we gonna get out of here. Full reactions on Patreon. We got 7 more. I don't know what the fuck we gonna do in 7 episodes.
I'm just waiting to see what Yelena crazy ass do. Cause all she know is Zeke. That's all the fuck she know how to say. As soon as this shit popped out, Zeke. All right. Okay.
Thank y'all for the support. Full reactions on Patreon. I mean, it's Trey.
And it's Tasha.
Real.
You already watched, so you might as well subscribe, please.